Has Cody Rhodes' title run been a flop? Has Cody Rhodes' title run been a failure? Word on the streets is people don't buy into Cody Rhodes as champion because of his size? What? We'll get all into this ridiculous conversation on today's episode of Wrestling with the Boys. Plus, Jacob Fatu returns and WWE continues to bully Tony Khan. We'll get into SmackDown on today's episode of Wrestling with the Homie. What up, Cooley?
What up,
man? My dog? Bro, I want to do this whole podcast and I don't know why, but every time I log in, I just want to do the whole podcast in West Side Gun voice. Like, hey, yo, wrestling with the homies.
What's up with the boys? West Side Gun, man.
Cody Rhodes. Y'all know me, still same OG. It's your boy, Qwan. And I got my boy with me, the coolest man in the world, the king of the casuals, J. Cooley.
What's good?
Cooley, it's a lot of bullshit going on in the world right now, man. And by the world, I mean the internet. Why they on Cody Rhodes' head like that, man? Why they say he too small? What are we doing?
I thought you talking about Tyler, the Creator, homies. I'm tripping.
Man, wait. First of all, what's up with that? What's up with that Tyler, the Creator quote? Like, why everybody mad at Tyler, the Creator for calling out?
I think because they get it. They look back at his, the beginning of his career on how he was making troll music, so to speak. And he was encouraging white people to say the N-word, but now it like flips.
He was.
I'm guessing, so they hot.
Yeah, so Tyler, the Creator, was definitely wilding back in the day. And I was a fan. Y'all know me. I was a fan right away. So I was doing the whole golf wing thing. But when I look back on a lot of the music he was making, it was kind of crazy. It was wild. It was just a bunch of shock factor raps. He was saying the most shocking thing to go viral, and it was working. But looking back at that, it's like, do you really got the room to be talking about what somebody else is doing? But at the same time, I love Tyler. He's creative as hell and he's dope as hell. So I'm gonna stand next to him. And whoever this Ian dude is, I don't know him. So hey,
I've never heard this guy in my life. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what?
All right, are we just getting old, bro? Is that what it is? Are we getting old? Because when I see some of these rappers pop up, I'm like, whom the hell is this? Everybody's talking about Ian and debating about Ian. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here like, who the hell is Ian?
I have no idea who this guy is.
Shout out to him, though. I'm sure his music is cool for whoever likes it. But, yeah. But anyway, man. What's up with my boy Israel Adesanya? I was excited for that fight last night, and my boy got dogged by DDP. Not to be confused with Diamond Dallas Page, because that is not the DDP we talking about. But man, is it over for Israel Adesanya? Is it over for Stylebender? I think it might be.
Izzy is a plate. He's cooked. He is cooked. Yo, he got to retire, man. He's a plate. He got to retire. Like 35 years old.
Right.
Been losing ever since he got knocked out by Alex. And I feel like Alex took his whole aura away after that fight.
Right.
Yeah, he got his get back after, but like, I don't know, man. His aura, it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same.
You know what it was for me? I feel like that when Israel Adesanya tried to move up in weight classes, because he had the whole thing with John Jones. Him and John Jones was going back and forth for like years. He moved up in weight classes and then lost. And ever since then, it just hasn't been the same with him. He had a couple comeback fights against like Whitaker, and I think he fought Jared Cannonier. And I know this is not an MMA podcast, so I'm sorry, but we're gonna get our shit off. Sorry, you just got to rock with it. But he had a couple get back fights, and he looked good, but it just something was missing. Once he took that first loss, it was just like that aura was gone. I know we hate the word aura, but that aura was gone.
It was over.
Right.
Over. Don't ever compare that man to John Jones, the GOAT.
Man, and I was one of the main ones. I was one of the main ones just comparing. No. Because I fell in love with MMA during COVID. Like, I've always been an MMA fan since, like, The Ultimate Fighter back in the day. When it was on Spike TV.
Old school joint, yeah.
Right. When Nate Diaz was on that joint. So, I've been a UFC fan from day one, but I fell in love with it to the degree that I am today during COVID, because it was nothing to do. We were just all at home. I'm like, all right, let me just buy the UFC network and just catch up on some old fights. And Stylebender was one of the first people that I really attached myself to, and I was digging. So seeing his fall from grace, man, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
Who got the worst fall off, Izzy or the Charlo twins?
The Charlo twins, man. Damn. Yeah, they definitely fell off because they was them boys at one point.
Yeah,
it got to be hard accepting a fall off though. Like when you're the one falling off, I feel like you're always the last person to know it. You know what I'm saying? We see that a lot in wrestling where a guy like Chris Jericho, he ain't who he used to be at all. He's pretty terrible these days, but he's still going.
But it's bad.
It's bad. And he's like the last one to know that, yo, it's over. Just wrap it up. But he also getting that Tony Khan paycheck, so he's probably not going to step away from that until Tony Khan tells him, yo, I don't want to pay you anymore. He's going to be getting that check. That's just
he
smart.
Getting that bag, man. He getting that bag, man. I just always think about his debut, and then I think about now. I'm like, this is the same guy.
That's him.
The same guy.
That's him. He might not wrestle like it. He might not look like it. He might not talk like it, but that's him. That's still Chris Jericho, man. Hi, guys. I can't stand that shit. Whenever he does that, I'm just like, bro, get this man off my goddamn TV.
What's your first girlfriend used to tell you? Wrap it up.
Come on, bro. You out your goddamn mind. But look, man, Cody, it's been a weird week for Cody, bro. He's getting body shamed all over the internet. The IWC is saying Cody Rhodes is too small, and his title run has been a flop because people just can't buy into his image because he does not look the part. Cooley, please tell me something, man. Do you rock with this narrative? Are you cool with this narrative that Cody Rhodes is too small to be champion? Because I mean, look, I look at Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns did look like a champion. He did look the part. Cody Rhodes, he don't really look like Roman Reigns. So are the people right? Are they on to something?
Are we women and just looking at bodies? Like, what's going on here, yo? Like, what is going on here, man? Like, find a different excuse. It is not the size. Like, we know that we're always familiar with these big wrestlers as champions because we haven't had a champion as small as Cody since 2019, which was Kofi Kingston, and everybody loved his little short run. It was no problem.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding, Cody is 6'2". I'm 5'10", so that's still big to me. So I don't know what's going on. Like, what is
Cody
big?
Is not small, bro. That's the
what is big?
That's what's so funny to me. Cody's not even small. He's a big dude. He might not be a giant like Andre the Giant, but he's not a small guy. And
the Miz is
can we just be honest, bro? Can we just be honest? Size does not matter in pro wrestling, and it hasn't mattered for at least over a decade. I understand that back in the early 90s or the 80s, when wrestling was still trying to present itself as something real, the size of a guy mattered. You know, guys like Andre the Giant were like, what's the word I'm looking for? They were people wanted to come see them because they were so goddamn big, pretty much. Like
larger than life.
They were larger than life. There we go. They were larger than life. They passed the airport test. These days, that don't really exist because everybody understands that wrestling is kayfabe. It's not real. It's a fiction. It's a TV show, and because of that,
it existed under Vince McMahon because he loved those type of guys, and that's why the people are so, stuck on that. Because the last champions were what? Big E, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. So these are all big guys, so to speak. The last small guy was Kofi and Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson, yeah. But see, in that, I feel like Vince McMahon at some point was kind of getting away from that. Now, Vince McMahon obviously loved his big, gigantic dudes. Pause, but he did. It just is what it is. But Vince McMahon was kind of getting away from that towards the end because he was putting the title on guys like CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and AJ Styles. And these aren't the biggest guys in the world. And we still bought into it because we like them. Like, kayfabe has been dead for well over 20 years at this point. Size does not matter at this point. If size mattered, then Omos would be the biggest attraction in wrestling, bro. Because Omos is what, 7'4"?
Bro, it's
big
tall,
as hell,
man.
Bro. But let's be honest.
Tall.
Are fans really checking for Omos like that? I am, because I love Omos. We love Omos on this podcast. Omos come on the podcast. But are fans really checking for Omos like that? We know they're not. The fans are checking for CM Punk, who, with all due respect, looks like a goddamn meth head, bro. CM Punk looks like he be in that locker room shooting dog food before his matches. And the fans still love him. He still sells hella merch. Jey Uso, don't get me started on Jey Uso, bro. Jey Uso ain't got an ounce of definition in his body. He is built like 1998 Paul Pierce. But the fans are still checking for him. He's still selling more merch than damn near everybody. If size mattered, these people would not be stars. So we got to let this whole size thing go. Cody Rhodes is a good size. Cody Rhodes is not too small to be world champion. We just got to tell the truth about Cody Rhodes and why y'all don't like him. Y'all looking for excuses. Yeah, it's a bigger issue. Y'all looking for excuses to say y'all don't like Cody Rhodes' run. Y'all want to call it a flop. But the truth is, y'all just think he lame. Y'all think he corny. Y'all think he a dork with a lisp and an American flag tattoo on his neck. That's why y'all don't like this run. Y'all think it's corny. Y'all think he a dweeb.
But it gotta be deeper than that, because he's been this guy since he came back to WWE. Lisp, tattoo. He's been corny. If you're calling Cody corny now, he's been corny because he's doing the same exact thing. He just had the title, and I feel like the bigger issue is, I said it 2 episodes ago. They got to be careful with booking Cody to be Super Cena.
Yeah,
and it's happening. He kicked out so much stuff and got put in tape. Like, it's happening right now. He's becoming this invincible figure, and fans hate that. Who was one of the guys that came into the ring when Cody won that championship?
John Cena.
Like, John Cena, and people hated that guy. It's like, us fans, we don't like our wrestler to be this perfect cookie cutter type thing going on, and that is Cody Rhodes. He's invincible, and they hate it. And
but who is
excuses
we,
that it's the size?
That's the thing. But the thing is, when we say we don't like wrestlers who are booked immortal like Super Cena, who is we? Because last time I checked, Cody Rhodes is rocking out there. He got the kids going crazy. He's selling out shows. So who is we? Adults online? Because like sure, of course the adults don't like the Superman clean cut babyface politician who shakes hands and kisses babies, but it works. That's the bigger picture. It works. It's been working for decades. Wrestling is at its best when there's a white hot babyface in charge. We saw what John Cena, we hated it, but it was working. We saw what Hulk Hogan. I'm sure people hated it. Like, there was adults back then who thought it was too cartoony and it was bullshit and they hated it. But it worked. It sold tickets. And right now, Cody Rhodes is selling tickets. As much as y'all might hate it at home, it's working. So if it's working, how could it be a flop? Because what's the definition of a flop? A flop means a complete failure and lack of success. Last time I checked, the top merch seller of 2024 was our current Universal Champion, Cody Raheem Rhodes. Last time I checked, Cody Rhodes was the #1 merch seller in the company, right ahead of CM Punk and Jey Uso. That sounds like success to me. Last time I checked, the PLEs that Cody Rhodes headlined broke financial records in WWE. They had the biggest financial turnouts in history of those shows in WWE. That sounds like success to me. Matter of fact, and I hate to even go here because you know how we all feel about Dave Meltzer and his dumbass star ratings, but Cody Rhodes' title defense against AJ Styles at Backlash got a 5-star rating from Dave Meltzer. And Dave Meltzer is someone who never gives 5-star ratings to WWE. Ever. It was
a great match.
Ever. He gives every 5-star rating to New Japan, every 5-star rating to Will Ospreay and AEW. He does not give 5-star ratings out for WWE. He gave that match a 5-star rating. That sounds like success to me. So if a flop by definition is failure and lack of success, then by definition, Cody Rhodes can't be a flop. He's a success. So all of y'all got it wrong, bro. All of y'all have it wrong.
I mean, it has to be just in adults. It has to be the adults because I was an adult when Cena had his run. I was, 12, 13? I was a kid, and I hated it.
I did too. I
hated it, man. It was too perfect. He never lost. But if you're basing it on success, of course he's not a flop, you know. But as far as entertainment purposes and us enjoying it, you know, his run, we don't like it, you know. I mean,
and that's cool. Look, and that's cool. I'm not arguing that you have to like it. Yeah, I'm not saying that people have to like it, but we have to differentiate our opinion from a fact. We can't call this man's title run a flop simply because we don't like it. Avatar 2 was the highest grossing movie the year it dropped. People bought tickets out the ass for that movie. I can't say the movie flopped because I didn't like it. If I didn't like it, then I just didn't like it. But it didn't flop. It broke box office records. It was one of the highest grossing movies ever created. So how can I sit here and call it a flop because I didn't like it? No, Cody Rhodes' run is not a flop. You might not like it because you don't like the Superman booking. You don't like the blonde hair. You don't like the suits. You don't like that he's not a cool tweener like MJF or Roman Reigns or Drew McIntyre, because I know adults are obsessed with these tweeners for some reason. Same thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. We just love an anti-hero. And that's cool. That's fine. We can love all that. We can have our personal opinions. But don't mix those personal opinions with fact, because calling a title run that's one of the most successful title runs in WWE history from a financial standpoint a flop, that just don't make sense to me. That don't make sense.
I think it's because Cody is, like you said, he don't have that that tweener vibe, that that attitude type vibe, so we call it a flop. And he's more generic. He's like a more of a generic wrestler, generic character.
Y'all just like bad boys for real. That's really what it is. I'm starting to notice this about you IWC and you wrestling fans, you adult wrestling fans. Y'all just like bad boys. What is it? Y'all like the preteen girl that wants to date the biker with the chains on his wallets. He wear all black. He come to the crib. And your mom is just like, why are you? Who is this man you're with? That's what y'all like to me, man. Y'all like the bad boys. Y'all like the wrestlers who want to come out and pretend to be baby faces but do bad things. That's what y'all like. And I'm starting to
because Roman's a good guy now, and everybody still love him.
Roman had his family be slaves for 4 years, and now
for
all
4
of a sudden
years,
he's a
and everybody
good guy.
still love him.
All he did is disappear and come back, and now we love him. Rhea Ripley
the man.
Tortured this poor girl, Liv Morgan, injured her, made her lose her titles, and now all of a sudden Rhea Ripley is a good guy. Y'all
and manipulated Dom in the beginning. She manipulated the hell out of Dom and took him under her spell.
So how is she a good guy now? What? I think y'all just love these bad boy images. It's the same thing, bro. We had this conversation off air like a while ago, actually, about the show Snowfall. We were mad because what was Shorty's name? What was his love interest name?
Was it Mel? Was it Mel?
So if y'all haven't seen the show Snowfall, bro, it's about a guy in, I want to say Compton or Inglewood, somewhere. And he pretty much gets involved in the drug game. So he becomes like some big time drug dealer. He's out here shooting people and just, committing crimes, being a devious person. As a fan, we were upset watching this show because his girlfriend's dad didn't want her dating him. We were mad at the father for being a good father. We wanted this poor innocent girl to date the drug dealer. Like, why? First of all, why were we rooting for the drug dealer to begin with? What is it about us that loves the bad boys? Why do we like the bad, evil? It makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense.
It's because
what?
we have that crack DNA in our blood. We like that adrenaline.
Excuse me? That's so insane.
We like the rush of things, of the story, and that's why I believe that fans are like this. We love the chase more than the destination. And that's insane, is what it is. We love that chase. And once that chase, that rush is gone, it's like, okay, what is next? I need more. This is boring. Because after Cody had his chase after Roman, the it guy of the whole company, what's next? Now we're just waiting. Oh, it's boring now. It's boring. He having boring matches.
With that lisp. What do you want to talk about? I'm not even bored. Right. Shout out to Cody. So I don't even think that's what it is, bro. I think that really just inside we all want to be devious and do bad things. So we think that we relate with these bad people on TV because that's really what we want to be on the inside. But man, we got to get rid of all that. Like, Cody Rhodes is doing just fine out there kissing babies and shaking hands. It's best for business. What's the old quote? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's the old quote, right? Well, Cody Rhodes is good for the goose. The world loves Cody Rhodes. The babies love him. The children love him. His merch sells out. When he headlines shows, the shows sell out. When he headlines house shows, the house shows sell out. When he does signings, all his merch sells out. It's like, clearly what he's doing is working. So if it's good for the goose, then it's good for the gander. Whatever's best for business is best for me. As a fan, you should want your favorite companies to succeed, right? And if Cody Rhodes is the reason that they're succeeding right now, then how can I be upset about that?
I still think it's more though, man, because I don't like all the bad guys. Like growing up, I hated Triple H and them. Like, so it has to be something else because I didn't like. I like Stone Cold. I like The Rock, but hated Triple H. So it has to be something there. It's something bigger on why.
I think we just hate success.
What?
We hate success.
That's the dream, though. Why would we hate the dream?
We don't hate our own personal success. We would never hate that. We hate when we see guys get success because we all rooted for Cody to get that title. But it seems like the minute he won the title,
you rooted. I was still Roman. I was still Team Roman. I was like, hey, keep this going. Let's break that Hogan record. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so look, as a collective, let's be honest. The majority of wrestling fans wanted Cody to win that title. We saw the outcry after WrestleMania 40 when he lost. And he had to sit in the ring next to a rubber chicken. We remember that outcry, bro. We remember it. We was there. We was in the building. We saw it live.
I wanted the trilogy, man. I wanted the trilogy. I didn't want him to lose once, win the next one. I wanted that Rock Stone Cold like they did back in WrestleMania 15, 17, 18.
We're definitely getting a trilogy because they're going to hook up again. We're going to get a trilogy. But the point is, as a collective, we all wanted Cody to win. Now, maybe you specifically or some of us specifically didn't want Cody to win, but as a collective, the majority definitely wanted Cody to win. And we saw that when the whole We Want Cody movement happened, when he got pushed out of the main event. That movement, as much as we wanted to downplay it, it was so loud that it made it to the live shows. People were chanting, "We want Cody" live on Monday Night Raw. So the majority wanted him to win that title. It seemed like when he got it, all of a sudden it became a problem. And I'm noticing that a lot, just not in wrestling, but just in general. We cheer for people on the come up, but then when that person becomes too successful, all of a sudden the hate comes from the same people who was loving them in the first place. How many this views have we seen with Drake on Twitter? Because we be on Twitter. We've seen so many people just like shitting on Drake, and then somebody being like, "This you," and showing like a tweet they had maybe 2 or 3 years ago when they were just like glazing Drake. And it's like, yo,
yeah, man,
you loved him 3 years ago. What happened? Did he fall off, or did you just get tired of his success? I don't know, man. That's
because longevity. He been going for the longest, and now people. I don't know. I feel like when certain people reach that that level of success, that thrive changes, that grind changes a little bit, and that's probably why people kind of like fall off. Me personally, I've been stopped liking Drake. I think he don't put his all into his music anymore. He just making anything because he's reached that that level, and it's like what else
works.
Like what else? He James Harden for real. James Harden got that bag and he don't even care about nothing else. Like he reached that to get that bag and he don't care about nothing else. He just hooping and vibing.
I think he's just doing. I think when it comes to Drake, same thing with Cody. I think they're just doing what works. It's like if McDonald's is selling double cheeseburgers and everybody is buying them goddamn cheeseburgers, who am I to say, yo, McDonald's, this ain't working. Switch the recipe. Like change the burger around. Like we don't like it. If it's selling out every time they put them out, then is it not working or do I just not like it? I don't know. So telling Drake to change his formula because we don't like it, meanwhile, it's making him the biggest star in the world. It's like
before the beef.
Definitely before
because he's been having stinkers ever since.
Right now, he's the 69 God. It's looking weird for Drake, and I hate it because, and I don't even like Drake like that. I'm kind of indifferent to Drake, but I don't like when I see people get tore down when they reach a certain like echelon in life because I see it too much. I see it too often. I feel like people are kind of just crabs in a barrel mentality. When you get too much success, we stop liking it. I mean, we try to tear you down and bring you back down to earth, and I feel like that's a flaw. That's a flaw in humans.
Happened with Izzy when he lost last night, man. I seen a tweet that says Izzy was never good. Here's the thread.
Yeah,
bro, I don't want to hear that, bro. 12 wins consecutively. He's like number 2 at the most consecutive win. Like, I don't want to hear that, bro.
Right.
Like,
people were rooting for his downfall. It's again, once you reach a certain plateau of success, people start rooting for your downfall. We seeing it with Cody right now. I'm sorry, but we are. Cody Rhodes is. We wanted the success when Cody Rhodes had the facade of being an underdog, but now that we finally realize he's not an underdog and he's actually mega successful, now we want the downfall. I don't know what's wrong with him, but we got to stop that mindset. It's a detriment and it's annoying. I hate it. But Cody Rhodes' run is definitely not a flop. And if you think it's a flop, then you just don't understand what the word flop means. And Cody Rhodes is definitely not too small to be world champion. But I want to hear from the people at home, man. How do y'all feel about Cody Rhodes' run so far? Do you think it's a flop? Has Cody Rhodes' run been a huge failure? Y'all let me know in the comments below, man. And if you haven't already, please, you know what to do. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. If you on Facebook, poke us. If you on MySpace, put us in your top 10. Remember that?
Top 8. You can have a little top 50
top
with
8?
the code,
with the top
with
8?
the HTML code. We were really
Bro, they really
text,
had
man.
us coding. They really had us doing coding on MySpace. That's crazy.
And none of us got a degree from it. Like, what were we? We fumbled.
Hey, I mean, I was never that big on MySpace. Like, I hated the MySpace era just because, I don't know.
That's how I got popping, man. So I'm always for MySpace, man.
Cooley was making the jerk song like, hey. Yeah. Cooley a LA legend. I say it every once in a while because the people out they really don't know. Cooley a legend in these LA streets, man.
It's kind of crazy, low-key.
Right. But damn. Anyway, man, you want to talk some SmackDown before we get out of here?
Let's talk some SmackDown real quick. I like Dynamite
First off,
better.
Did you enjoy the show? Was it a good show to you?
I like Dynamite better.
Hey, SmackDown was kind of...
It was kind of whatever to me. Yeah. Well, I'm going to let you get into it so, we can hear what you got to say.
Right. Yeah. So y'all know what comes with this. It's time for my hashtag Talk Some Raw. Friday Night SmackDown edition. So let's hashtag Talk Some Raw. Live from the Kia Center, it's Friday Night SmackDown. The show opened with two freaky-ass demons singing the Queen Nia in a segment straight out of the Vince McMahon era. And I'm not talking prime attitude era Vince McMahon. I'm talking Hornswoggle running through spray-painted walls, do-rag Vince McMahon. Next up, Mello picked up a W over Andrade after scaring the hoes like a Hobsonburg. In the biggest You're Not Him moment since J. Cole's apology, Solo abandoned his McDonald's cash register to let us know if Roman is able to take back his Ula Fula, we will all acknowledge Roman as tribal chief. That boy got less confidence than Ben Simmons. Solo is like Naaman from The Wire. He want all the smoke with Dookie, but he started acting different when Michael want that fade. KO continued his bromance with Cody Rhodes, and LA Knight called himself trash. Shout out to self-awareness. Next up was a team that needs to go solo versus a team with less aura than Solo. The Street Profits versus DIY. The Profits won in probably the best match of the week. And then finally, Solo grew some nuts and told Roman to pull up. Roman made quick work of the phony tribal chief before Jacob Fatu returned and took Roman out. Wait, didn't Dave Meltzer report that Jacob Fatu would be out for the foreseeable future? Damn, Dave, you really knocked that report out of the park. My man's accuracy is worse than the Drake bet. Dave Meltzer has lied on more men than Cat Stacks. All right, so Triple H, please fix that. And I'll see y'all for Monday Night Raw.
Shout out Cat Stacks.
Shout out to Cat Stacks.
Yeah,
a legend.
Two
a legend in the community.
Legend. Yeah. Yeah, Raw's definitely becoming, the show, but that's what happens when your number one guy, been gone and you got to build that back up. Right. It was an all right show. Street Profits definitely had the best match of the night.
Yes,
even though
for sure.
It's the same match we see every week. It's kind of the same thing. Where was Tonga at? He's been gone.
No. Yeah, I was say Tonga was there. Tonga Loa the one who was missing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Tonga Loa is Tonga Loa confuses me, man. Like something about that boy he can't get right. He can't get right.
It gotta be on purpose. It has to be on purpose because he's like messing up every time and it goes viral.
Every single week. But like who wants to make that their brand? That they're just they mess up? Like what is that? Because that boy is holding the title sideways. He's botching run-ins. He botched his debut, first of all. He came from under the ring too late. He didn't even grab the referee. The referee had to just pretend like he got grabbed. Facts. He low-blowed his own partner in his head because, like what are we doing? Tonga Loa, man. Is this on purpose? I really need to know. Is this
Gotta
on
be,
purpose?
man.
Because if it's not, then you gotta go get some coordination, bro. Well, his coordination is all messed up. Jesus Christ.
But
yeah, I don't know.
And I was one of the people that thought Jacob was gonna, mesh with Roman.
Okay, so why was that? What made y'all believe that Jacob Fatu was gonna side with Roman? What about his run has said that he's gonna side with Roman?
I wasn't even just looking at what he was doing. I just really wanted a great wrestler because I really like Jacob, man. I just really want him to be with Roman. That's the only reason why. I wasn't looking too deep into it, but it's just like, dang, Jacob was really good. But it kind of makes sense for him not to be in it because they got to put that OG bloodline back together,
right?
And they got to do it from an angle where Roman has to. He got to kiss ass. Pretty much. He has to. Like,
he don't have to go back to the people he did wrong and have to beg them. Like,
and that's gonna be cinema. That's gonna be cinema, man.
Bro, it's funny you say that because I saw a post online that was like, "Why didn't anyone come out to help Roman?" And then I'm just like, bro, did you forget about the last 4 years? Roman has terrorized that entire locker room. Why would anybody come out to help Roman?
Terrible person.
He's public enemy number one. He's gonna have to go back to Jay and Jimmy and apologize. He's gonna have to go back to the wise man and let him know that he's appreciated. He might have to make some phone calls to The Rock and be like, "Hey, Solo is out here and he wilding. Come back me up." Something, because right now it's looking like Jacob Fatu is on that ass. Yeah. But I never thought Jacob was gonna align with Roman just because. Man, Jacob Fatu be behind Solo praying. This man be in the ring screaming, "I love you, Solo." This man ain't gonna do all that and then turn on Solo and side with Roman. Like, come on, man. We wanted Solo, or we wanted Jacob to be with Roman because we just like Roman. But it was
I definitely knew that injury was a work. Like, clearly,
yeah. It was obvious that, and Dave Meltzer messed that up bad, bro.
He deleted his tweet.
Nah, that's one thing about Dave Meltzer. He gonna leave the tweet up. I shout out to him for that. He gonna get it wrong, business. But he gonna leave it up. He gonna stand on business because a lot of people would have deleted that tweet. I would have definitely deleted the tweet, but he left it up. But yeah, man, Jacob Fatu is absolutely back. He's not injured. He was wearing a walking boot, but we all know that's kayfabe because the way he was running around and throwing super kicks with that walking boot, it's like, all right, he don't need that. Take that off.
Yeah. And I only say that I enjoy Dynamite more than SmackDown this week is because me personally, Dynamite had the better matches. I was more in tune with the matches. And yes, I am a story guy, but nothing really swayed me on SmackDown. I'm personally waiting for this this Dom and Rhea thing on Raw because that's what I'm really into right now. It's fire, man. It's fire.
Feel me? Yeah. And I wouldn't even say Dynamite had better matches because I mean obviously they did, but that just sounds like you downplaying it like an excuse. We just got to be honest. Dynamite was a better show from top to bottom. Everything about it was better than what SmackDown was. Besides the Roman Reigns. Besides the Roman. Come on, leave Darby Allin alone, dog.
Oh my God. I forgot to mention. Yeah, that promo Darby Allin. It just reminded me of like a Home Alone kid with like some Titanic music in the background. It was like, what is this? But my favorite thing about SmackDown, Santos Escobar video package was so fire to me.
Oh yeah. Like, the Legato joint like in the restaurant with the suits on. It was
fire.
Cool. It was.
And everybody say Escobar.
It was the one thing that I really enjoyed about SmackDown, to be honest, it was just LA Knight calling himself trash because finally some self-awareness.
Yeah.
I don't like LA Knight. I'm sorry. I was digging LA Knight for a second, but now it's like, all right, I'm tired of this dude, man. Get him off my goddamn TV. I'm tired of this man, bro.
So you're like one of the fans.
Hey, and on that note, this is Wrestling with the Homies. I'm signing off because I am a goddamn hypocrite. Let us know how you feel about SmackDown in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you see here, you want to see more, click right here to see. I'm just playing. But no, definitely subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, please. And until next time, this is Wrestling with the Homies. We are out of here. Peace.